So imagine getting your paychecks up to 2 days faster than you currently do with a traditional bank. So today we're going to be talking about the Current app and Current debit card, which you might have heard of before from other influencers and other people online. Now, when it comes to Current, it is essentially banking for the modern life. So let's break this app down and let's talk about the debit card, how it functions and how it is used. Now, I did partner up with Current to be able to test this whole thing out, see how it functions, utilize the actual card in person and online so you can get an idea of what this card is all about. I'll also have some videos here on the side and on screen so you can see some of the different features in real time as they were being used. So as we go through this video and you end up loving some of the different features and benefits that we talk about today and you want to sign up, I will have a direct link for you to sign up in the show notes down below. That does help support out the channel, but it gets you free content just like this so you can make sure that you're making the best decisions when it comes to managing your money. First and foremost, you're going to be getting a debit card. Now, there are different types of levels when it comes to accounts, so your debit card might look a little different. They have two different ones here for the basic plan as well as the premium, and we're going to go into more detail on these so you can have all the correct information. But just as a little bit of a close-up, I'm going to try to get this focused in right over here for you so you can see the Current app right over here. It is a Visa debit card, so that is of course very important to know when it comes to utilizing the card. And the cool thing about this, because it's a Visa, it pretty much functions everywhere that you want to go. So you can use this in person like I did already. I went to a plant store and I also went out to eat for dinner to use this card, as well as you can do this online as well. So if you want to buy something off of Amazon, eBay, or pretty much any other major retail store that accepts Visa debit cards, you can go ahead and use this as well. So you can see right over here where I actually went through and purchased something from Amazon, and you can see it charged onto my account. So one of the most important things when it comes to utilizing an account that actually manages your money is making sure that you don't get hit with crazy fees and anything else in that regard. And the really nice thing is that with Current, you actually don't need a minimum balance. So if maybe it's taking a while for that money to come in, or you just have spent everything that you have in your account, there are no minimum balances. So you're not going to be getting those crazy fees for essentially not spending any of the money that you don't have. Everything is transparent for you as far as costs when it comes to utilizing Current. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is essentially a basic plan and then there's also a premium plan, but the other really cool thing is there's also a teen account as well. So if you are a parent that wants to have an account for their kids at a very low cost, this is going to be a great option for you. So let's go over these different plans. The basic plan is pretty much the most standard that you can get. You actually get the standard deposit. You also get a no minimum balance, which we just talked about. You also get a savings pod, which is essentially a feature that essentially is just a savings account for you to kind of split your money apart from your checking. The really nice thing is too, they do have a roundup feature. So if you want to entice yourself to save more, you could turn that feature on. Now with the basic plan, it is limited to just one savings pod. So just something to keep in mind. Now, the next great thing is you also get budgets as well. This is limited to 2 on the basic plan. Now, next up is going to be the premium option for you as well. And that's the one that comes with this black debit card that we showed earlier as well. This one is going to be $4.99 a month. This is where you're going to be able to get that faster direct deposit that we talked about at the beginning of this video, where you can get paid up to 2 days faster with your direct deposit. Now, of course, you got to go through the steps of getting your direct deposit form filled out, but they actually do a really good job of making sure they help you through the step-by-step process of getting this all taken care of. Hey, getting your money 2 days faster is a really nice feature, and it's a great way to go about making sure you can manage your money properly. Now, another great feature with the premium version is if you've ever gotten to a position where you may be overspent on your card and got charged ridiculous amounts of fees for maybe going over by $5 on your account, well, the premium version does a really cool feature where essentially it is fee-free overdraft up to $100. So that is a really great feature so you don't accidentally overspend and have, a $35 fee for spending over $5 on maybe coffee or something else that you currently are using. Now, the nice thing is with the premium version, if you're somebody who wants to actually start using more of the saving pods, you actually get way more than you do from the basic plan like we talked about, as well as with the budgets. You actually have an unlimited amount of budgets with this version versus the basic plan, which was limited to 2. Now, as I mentioned, there is a teen account on here as well. Of course, you want to make sure as an adult you have your own account as well to be able to send money to the teens if you wanted to go ahead and transfer money over. Now, when it comes to the cost of the teen account, it is $36 per year, which essentially breaks down to $3 a month. And this is per teen per year, so something to keep in mind if you have multiple kids. Now, the cool thing is they do have instant transfers to teens from another current account, as well as if you are wanting to send money from your current account to another current user, it's pretty instantaneous. They do have notifications for all purchases, block specific merchants for the children, as well as spending limits. You can set chores to complete, as well as automatic allowance payments. So a lot of great features for the teens, a lot of amazing features for the premium accounts, for the adults, as well as even the basic plan has so many great features for you to start using. Now, when it comes to using the current app, there are some other really great benefits, such as being able to deposit a check directly from the app. Makes it super simple and easy to use. You can actually even also add cash to your current account, either by an ATM or by certain merchants that will allow you to scan a barcode and then hand them cash over, which will go into your current account. Now, another great feature is that if you needed to pause or replace your debit card, you can actually do that directly from the app, so you don't have to contact any customer service. It is all done directly from that. Now, another really cool feature is when you're using the debit card, they do have an actual reward system as well, so you can actually earn some really cool points just for using your debit card. Now, of course, these are at select retail stores, and you want to check the rewards section based off of your location and what's available around you. Just claim whichever rewards you want to utilize, use your debit card, and get some of those points, and then use those points for different rewards that they have on the app. Now, if it comes to needing to pull money out of your account, you can actually go to thousands of different available ATMs. The cool thing is they have a map directly on their app to show you exactly where the ATMs are nearest to you based off of your current location. Now, banking services are provided by Choice Financial Group and Metropolitan Commercial Bank, members FDIC. So I mentioned earlier, when it comes to sending money to a teen account is going to be instantaneous if you have another current account, but this also works just for other current users. So if friends or family members also have a current account, you guys can send money back and forth to each other fairly instantly. You can also do bill pay for your account as well too. So if you're somebody who wants to make sure like their Netflix account and their water bill and phone bills are all being taken care of, you can do that also all through the current app, whether you have your account and routing number or you set it up directly from the app. Now, the nice thing is there is a section that will go over it. Some of them you can do directly from the app. Others, you just go to the settings menu in those services to add that routing and account number. So some of the things I would love to see hopefully in the future when it comes to using the current app and debit card are, of course, maybe the spending limit changes that we have available to us are somewhat limited on that front. Although the cool thing is you can actually change your limits of up to the max directly on the app too, so that makes it really easy. But hopefully one day those numbers can change, especially if you're needing to do some larger purchases. Now, when it comes to logging into your app, you can actually set up the biometrics. So if you want to use like Face ID on an iPhone or an Android, you can go through that process and have that on there. A really cool thing to add in the future hopefully would be two-factor authentication. Just any more reason to have additional security be really cool. So hopefully that will be rolled out in the future at some point. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is an option directly in the app to be able to replace your debit card if anything were to happen to it. The only downside to this is that there is a $5 fee to go through that process to get your card replaced. Now, honestly, going through this process, the app is fantastic. It flows really well. There are very minimal issues that I've ever ran into. The biggest one for me was actually going through the process of using the app, going to different apps, and then trying to reload the app back up. And sometimes it would freeze, so I'd have to close it and then reload it up. But usually that just feels like maybe I have too many apps opened up on my phone. It's easy to find the things you need to actually find. It's easy to set things up, such as the savings pods and so many other features in the app itself. Now, of course, this is just my own experience, but knowing that I actually test out apps and services all day, every day, this actually did have great functionality when it came to the user interface in comparison to a lot of other apps. Personally, my only downside to the overall usage when it comes to the app is that it's exclusively just on your phone and have no access when it comes to the web browser. Hopefully, maybe one day in the future, that does become a feature where you can go onto the web browser. So as of right now, it is all through the app, but luckily, like I mentioned, it is very easy and user-friendly when it comes to the interface. Now, probably one of my favorite things when it comes to going through the process and signing up for Current was the fact that it took me less than 2 minutes to go through and plug in all my information. Well, technically for me, I took a little bit longer because I recorded some of that process because that's what I do here. But for most other users, it can be less than 2 minutes to get your account up and running and then have your card sent to you so you can start using it directly in stores or online. Like I mentioned earlier, I will have it linked in the show notes down below. Definitely check it out so you can go through that process, get your debit card, and get paid up to 2 days early if you end up going with that premium version of the account. And I want to give another thank you to Current for sponsoring this video. Now, what I want you to do next is actually continue to learn and grow when it comes to managing your money. So I want you to actually click on this next video right over here. My name is Dennis, and I'll see you in that next video.